Rahubat Musar. That means greetings, family, in Sabaic, because I want to speak in my ancient tongue, right? Maybe you have or have not noticed that I've changed my name, not my at name, but my Instagram name to Bastat, Sashat, Maaat, Rayay, right? And I feel like I said this at the end of one of my other videos that I would be acknowledging a name change. So in an effort to honor and live in this way of life as a Sabian or a Nuwapian, which is a way of life that is based on facts, confirmations, and proof, I want to honor going back to my ancestral roots, which trace back to Africa, or what would be known as Afaf Rayay. I feel like I'm missing Afaf Rayay. I'm missing something, but I'm gonna definitely be getting into the true names and the tones that we should be speaking in, if we are going to honor our lineage and honor our origins as Melanite children, or the golden ones, or people of the sun, coming from what we can call Nubia, or being Nubian, or Ethiopia, etheric beings, or the woolly-haired beings, meaning that your hair coils and rises to the sky. So today has been such a day. I have been speaking about healing the mother wound, and I just want to emphasize that being a mother goes beyond actually childbearing. It is a spirit, it is an energy, and we are all, especially as melanated women, so-called black women, Nubian women, or Nuwapian women, we are all mothers, whether or not we have our own children, which means we all have a responsibility to each other, beyond our ego, beyond the illusions of what society has created for us to be confused, right? And so I have a responsibility to, let me just make sure y'all can hear me. I have a responsibility to carry myself a certain way, to speak and interact in a certain way, and to always operate, and this is the most important part of the way of life that I am now cultivating, is to always operate in Ashuk, which is divine love, or what is unconditional love. And it is such a test. It is such a test because today I worked on my inner child healing. And I went back to some wounds that I had because of misunderstandings between me and my parents, especially my mother. And I took a bath and I cried and I cried and I cried and I released as much as I could release, because after I had that meditation, I went in the bathroom and I saw my mom, and I went to give her like a kiss, and she like put her arm up to me, like she didn't want me near her, and she was like, whatever scent I had on, it was bothering her. And I said, okay, like it never fails that after I focus on releasing or healing a trauma with my mother, she does something that makes me feel a way that would cause my ego to rise up and want to attack her, whether it be verbally because I don't hit my mom, but yeah, so because we're gonna release. But when she did that, I was just like, okay, this has happened before. And I just went back to my room and I saw 11:44 on my clock. As I saw that, I was like, that must be a sign. So I look it up, And it was something, matter of fact, let me find my journal. I put it in my journal because I wanted to make sure that I got the message. It said, stay open in my existing or new relationship and move forward in faith. It means there isn't always a clear path to go, but being vulnerable and open and owning that is what you can do to ensure you approach every situation as authentically as possible, right? Keyword vulnerable, keyword authentic. So if I'm going to claim to be a being who lives by facts and confirmations and proof, and my way of life involves the truth and the way, then if I know my mother as a child did not receive the love or the validation that she needed to love and validate me the way that I need to be loved and validated, why am I going to be angry at her when she rejects me, right? Why do we do that? Why do we know that our parents never got what they needed as a child and that they still suffer and we get angry with them? Because of our egos. Because of our own ego, because of our own selfishness, because of our own fears, because we haven't come to accept ourselves and to know our truth and walk in the truth, to just say, okay, I love you anyway, even though you reject me again and again and again. That is unconditional love. That is Ashuk. That is divine love. And it is a painful experience. It is a very painful experience. And I say that to say that a lot of us know what is wrong with our parents. A lot of us know that our parents have been indoctrinated with false truths. Not even truth, just illusions. We know that they have been misinformed. We know that they have been mistreated. And we know that they live a life of fear, and that they have, grown into that fear, and they believe in that fear, which is another reason why I am walking the path that I'm walking, because they do not know truth, because they do not have facts or proof or confirmation for why they are going through or growing through what they are growing through. They cannot receive us or give us what we need in this life. We have to understand as women, as the feminine energy, as those who gave birth to all life in the spiritual standpoint, our parents are our children. Our parents are our children. We have to raise them. And our egos have a hard time dealing with that. Our egos have a real hard time dealing with that. And it didn't end there. I felt so called as to call out of work because I didn't have the emotional capacity to go into work and to not face myself today in this way. And I took a bath. I put some essential oils in my bath to allow me to heal this wound, to confront this mother wound that I am still healing and facing. And I get out of the bath, and then my mom is complaining about whatever she smells. And in her mind and in her world, this is something that I did to upset her or disrupt her spirit. Mind you, all I've been doing since I got up is reading and chanting. I prayed, I meditated. I did a meditation for my inner child. I did EFT for my inner child healing. I did yoga to release these negative emotions so I understand what's happening on a spiritual level. I see it clearly. I know what's going on. I know it's an attack to see if I'm really going to be present with the truth that I say I know and I have, and if I'm going to walk in it or if I'm going to react versus respond. Because as a feminine, as the sacred feminine, I have a responsibility. Respond. I have a responsibility to respond with Ashuk. That's my responsibility. And she proceeds to say what she says. Like, I guess something about her needing to pray because in this house she doesn't know. And I say, okay. And I close my door because I have to go get dressed and get ready to leave the house, because I know that I need to go be in nature, and I need to be in Netaru. Netaru is the overseers, but understand that that's where the word nature came from. The overseers of us on this planet. So I know I need to be in nature to heal myself. So I go in my room, I say okay. I don't ignore what she's saying. I say okay, and I close my door, and I hear her spraying whatever she feels like she needs to spray to get rid of the smell. And I say, okay, these are all things that would provoke me, like my ego. These are all things that I would naturally get riled up about and feel like I need to go say something to her about how she doesn't know and da da da. And I said no, because this is a test. And a lot of times we say that we want to heal, we say that we want change, but as soon as we're represented with the same situation and the same circumstance that previously triggered our egos to react a certain way, we do the same thing instead of respond. It's called first responders, not first reactors, for a reason. And so understanding that this is what it looks like when I'm pulling my when I'm going in to let the trauma out, this is how my circumstances are going to appear to me. I say, okay, I'm going to pack my things. I'm going to remain calm. I'm going to focus on what I said I needed to do, and I'm not going to get distracted, because we get distracted so easily. When I was younger, my mom would provoke me and I would go spend her money. That's what I would do, because I was petty and I was childish. And then to grow up and realize that that's something she would do to my dad when my dad pissed her off. And seeing how that cycle can perpetuate in relationships, and saying, no, that's not how I want to relate. That's not how I want this ship to move. And it's so much. It's so much to walk in truth and to know that you will be rejected by your loved ones. The people who say they love you are gonna reject you. Think about that. Let that sink in. That's real. And you still gotta move from your heart chakra. A lot of people don't even realize, like, we are fighting for our souls. We are fighting for our souls, and not everybody has one. Everybody and everything has energy, and they have spirit, but not everybody has a soul. So the path that some of us walk is very different. What we're fighting for is very different. Some people are fighting for physical, for the physical realm, and for the rewards of a physical life. And I can fall too. I say this so that you can be awakened, so that something in you says, no, I'm not living right. We're not living right. And we've been confused and convinced that this is normal. There's so much I can say, but I just needed to say that because I see so many sisters just blaming men, and I was one of them, so don't get it twisted. Oh, it's men, it's this. If men could, you created men. Man could not exist without you. Why are you waiting on a man when you are woman? This life is not easy. Yo, let me tell you, this life is not easy. And you have to be a warrior. You have to be a warrior to know that you have a soul and to fight for it. Because in this reality, on this planet, that are ruled by evil forces and beings that need your energy and need your soul, because they don't have life